climate change today that affects all of us, and how it's linked to extinctions. If we reach 4 degrees Celsius, and we're already baked in about 2 degrees, no matter what we do, the Earth is not only going to be able to support about 1 billion people, maybe only half of that. Climate change situation and everybody coming together and seeing if we can come up with the answers we need. And the key word here is within time, because I know we got the answers. I know we have the technology. We definitely have the brightest people in the world. But right now we lack a lot of political will around the world, and I don't think that people realize that what we're fighting here is an invisible, relentless, lethal enemy here. So this is no small problem, and it's nothing that we should be taking lightly at all. So I'm going to bring on a world-renowned paleontologist from the Victoria Museum of Natural Sciences in Melbourne, Australia. This is Dr. Rolf Schmidt. He's a top invertebrate paleontologist in the world, one of them, and he's got a PhD in geosciences, and his focus has been on the evolutionary relationship between climate change and past extinctions. So we're going to learn a lot about what happened in the past, and then we're going to try to bring it up to the present and see if we can take a peek into the future and see what we may be heading into and what we might be able to do about it.
Probably the only thing that was quicker than what we're doing was maybe the big asteroid that impacted at the end of the Cretaceous.
Right.
But that by itself, as bad as it was, may not have been the full story. And these big flood basalts in India were already causing stresses. And it's particularly interest to me because the animals that I research, these creatures called bryozoans, often called lace corals, they build colonies out of thousands of tiny little sort of millimeter-sized animals that grow into big colonies. But you can see from the size of these little boxes where the individual animals lived, roughly how the temperature has changed. The colder it gets, so that if the waters get colder, the animal chambers get bigger, and if it gets warmer, they get smaller. And just before the big impact happened, when we knew the big flood basalts were erupting, these fossils show that temperatures were going up and down like crazy, and that's, as we call it these days, climate chaos was probably happening due to this massive addition of CO2 from the Deccan Traps. So
120 kilometer wide impact crater. So it was quite an event.
Yes, they're sort of divided into 3 sections. You have the solid science of what's really happening. You have the projections of what will be the impacts in the future. They're
for this beautiful planet that we have, and we should take as good a care of it as we possibly can.